Wow, talk about the Diddy drama reaching sky-high levels of insanity. Katt Williams just unleashed some major revelations, accusing Diddy of allegedly trying to harm Jamie Foxx. This comes right after Jamie chose to distance himself from Diddy's notorious parties. Remember the scare Jamie had with his health last year? Well, strap in, because it seems it wasn't just a random medical issue. Word on the street is, Diddy might have orchestrated the whole thing. Katt spilling the beans on how Jamie nearly faced disaster thanks to a mysterious sickness, and he's pointing straight at Diddy. The tale Katt tells is nothing short of wild. He's laying it all out there, leaving no stone unturned. Now, we're all wondering, why is Katt coming forward with this now? Is he part of some bigger plot to bring Diddy down? The timing's got everyone talking, and there's this feeling that there's more to this story that's still waiting to come out. Like, I even told Puffy once, "You can't take me down, sir. I'm standing my ground." And now, it's clear, there are some big players involved in Diddy's unraveling. The more we hear, the more it's evident Diddy's been part of some really dark stuff for ages. And if he's been getting away with it for over 2 decades, why is it all coming out now? Katt's got some theories. He thinks Diddy's lost the favor of the bigwigs in Hollywood who used to have his back. Without their protection, Diddy's now fair game, and all these shocking stories are starting to surface. Katt's never been one to shy away from talking about the darker side of Hollywood. He's mentioned Diddy before, never seeming to fear him or his connections. But now, he's diving deeper, exposing some seriously sinister stuff about Diddy. We've heard accusations about Diddy getting violent or crossing lines before, but Katt's bringing up something even more disturbing. He's claiming Diddy actually tried to do serious harm to Jamie Foxx. Flashback to last April, Jamie Foxx lands in the hospital, and the family's tight-lipped about it. But when there's that much secrecy, you know something big's up. Katt saying Jamie, who used to be a staple at Diddy's wild parties, finally opened up about what really happens at those events. And he didn't hold back tales of over-the-top pool parties, insane spending, drugs, and activities that would drop your jaw. Everyone who knows anything knows about Diddy's legendary parties. They've been the talk of the town for as long as anyone can remember. And it's not just about the glitz and the glam. Behind those VIP doors, there's a whole other world. We're talking about wild orgies, and not just any. There are rumors of male rappers, and even, shockingly, claims of involvement of underage boys. It's a lot to wrap your head around, but with Diddy, these kinds of whispers have been around forever, allegedly. But there's more to Diddy's parties than just the extravagance. Recently, some twisted incidents linked to Diddy hit the headlines, and then came Cassie's lawsuit. She blew the lid off everything, revealing the dark side of her relationship with Diddy. It turns out, Diddy had a thing for bringing in male escorts, and Cassie laid it all out. Some of their encounters were straight out of a nightmare. Cassie's account paints a picture of Diddy not just as a spectator but as the orchestrator of these wild freak-offs. And she even said Diddy recorded these moments, backing up what Jamie Foxx hinted at about his times at Diddy's parties. Rumors are swirling that Diddy used these parties to manipulate young artists, pushing them into doing things they shouldn't. Jamie Foxx was a regular at these events until he suddenly fell seriously ill, almost losing his life. He's dropped hints about the madness at these parties, giving a glimpse into the hidden chaos that Diddy was part of. Man, the buzz around Diddy is hitting new heights of madness. Katt Williams has unleashed some serious claims, accusing Diddy of trying to harm Jamie Foxx. This all came out after Jamie walked away from Diddy's infamous gatherings. Cast your mind back to Jamie's health scare last year. Turns out, it might not have been just a health issue. Rumor has it Diddy orchestrated the whole thing. Katt's shedding light on how Jamie nearly met his downfall due to this mysterious sickness, with all fingers pointing to Diddy. Let's take a sec to dive into Katt's explosive revelations. But first, let's not overlook the numerous allegations against Diddy. There's talk about him trying to force people into compromising situations, and he reportedly flips out if they refuse. In 2013, the feds were all over Diddy, probing into his dealings with young guys. When the feds dig deep, you know it's serious. However, they suddenly backed off. Katt believes Diddy was shielded by some high-powered allies, saving him from deeper scrutiny. But wait, there's more. Mays, once signed under Diddy's Bad Boy Records, hinted that Diddy pressured him into uncomfortable situations. This tension, it seems, was the real root of Mays' issues with Diddy, leading him to leave the label. Post Bad Boy Records, Mays turned towards a spiritual path, becoming a pastor. It's said that his shift to religion was influenced by the disturbing things he witnessed at Diddy's parties, things that conflicted with his morals. But the split between Mays and Diddy was far from amicable. Mays reportedly left without receiving a dime for his work, no payment whatsoever. And as if that wasn't enough, Diddy is said to have tarnished Mays' reputation, effectively blacklisting him in the industry. Mays once said, "I did one album with Diddy, then turned to the church, but he branded me a con artist." Mays has since come forward to reveal the dark underbelly of his experiences with Diddy, suggesting there is much more to Diddy and his gatherings than meets the eye. "If the devil can make use of someone," Mays declared, "then I can be a force for good in opposition." The whispers about Diddy have been around for ages, especially about his sexuality. Back in the 90s, the industry was abuzz with speculation, and figures like Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur were among the first to openly question Diddy's preferences. Suge, known for not holding back, made statements that sent ripples through the scene, openly insinuating about Diddy's activities. Tupac Shakur, too, had his doubts about Diddy and was never shy to express his concerns, openly questioning Diddy's private life. And then there's 50 Cent, who's been keeping a close eye on Diddy for years. He's not only called out Diddy but also stirred up the internet with provocative posts, like that photo of Diddy and Rick Ross, hinting at something more than friendship. "Something's not right here," he captioned it, always keeping the spotlight on Diddy's every move. 50 Cent's relentless pursuit continued with remarks like, "Soon, you'll all be under Puffy Daddy's rainbow flag." He even brought up a personal offer from Diddy to go shopping together. So, "When are we hanging out?" "Just chilling, you know?" Diddy suggested, but 50 Cent read between the lines. The drama around Diddy keeps escalating, with heavy hitters like Mays and 50 Cent adding fuel to the fire. The hip-hop world is rife with tension, unsolved mysteries, and a web of allegations, all pointing to a complex and possibly darker truth behind Diddy's public persona. Let's talk about the recent storm Diddy's been facing. A slew of young men, once aspiring prodigies looking to him for guidance and a shot at fame, are now stepping forward with some heavy allegations. And trust me, these claims are shaking Diddy to his core. The accusers? They're not just any names. We're talking about rapper YK Osiris, actor Orlando Brown, and Empire star Brisher Gray. Each of them, at some point, saw Diddy as a mentor, a gateway to their dreams. But as it turns out, Diddy wasn't exactly handing out opportunities without strings attached. Brisher Gray's entry into Diddy's world was through his manager, Charlie Mack, who also helped him snag his role on Empire. Brisher, dreaming of a rap career, got linked to Diddy through Will Smith, a known attendee of Diddy's legendary parties. The rumor mill is churning out stories that Diddy might have blackballed Brisher when he got fed up with those wild events, possibly explaining his disappearance post-Empire. But there's even more to this saga. Usher, once Diddy's protege, is now part of this intricate web. In a candid chat with Howard Stern, Usher recounted his days living with Diddy, starting at just 14, all set up by L.A. Reid. Diddy, rubbing elbows with the industry's elite, gave Usher a front-row seat to the high life. Usher, in his telling, revealed more than he bargained for during his stay at Diddy's, getting a taste of what Diddy dubbed the Diddy flavor camp. Trust me, it was far from any regular music camp. Imagine a young Usher, just 14, in Diddy's realm of extravagance and excess. Usher's account, though not fully detailed, hinted at some wild, possibly inappropriate experiences. "I saw some things," he said, hinting at the indulgent lifestyle he was exposed to. It raised eyebrows. Why was a teenager living with Diddy, known for his outlandish parties? And then, there's the awkward revelation from Diddy himself, casually mentioning sharing a bed with Usher when he was a child. This comment, dropped in an interview, raised more than a few questions. "We used to fight over the frosted flakes," Diddy said, trying to brush it off. But the damage was done. The air was thick with tension, unspoken stories hanging between them. It was a moment that left fans puzzled and concerned about the true nature of Usher's early industry experiences. It's a labyrinth of stories, accusations, and insinuations, all leading back to Diddy. From the alleged manipulation of young rget to financial disputes and unsettling personal revelations, the saga continues to unravel, leaving us all wondering about the real stories behind these public personas. Talking about Frosted Flakes and streaming live, yeah, that's the latest from the Diddy drama. While ushers kept a tight lid on the details of what went down at Diddy's infamous parties, there's a big, looming question: did he get too entangled in Diddy's world? There's this gnawing thought that maybe he knows too much, or perhaps he's scared that Diddy might pull something drastic, akin to what's rumored he did to Jamie Foxx. Now, let's dive into the swirling rumors about Diddy's interactions with another industry youngster, none other than Justin Bieber. The buzz about Justin's 48-hour whirlwind with Diddy when he was just 15 has never really died down. Justin's opened up about his dark days in the industry, battling drug addiction. This revelation casts a shadow on Diddy's reputation, known for his indulgent lifestyle. The rumor mill has been working overtime, churning out stories about Diddy's questionable behavior towards a young Justin. The infamous 48-hour episode had an intriguing twist: Diddy's lavish birthday gift of a Ferrari to Justin. Was it just a grand gesture, or a leash to keep Justin close? The speculation's been building, and it's high time we sift through these murmurs. Adding to the intrigue are whispers about Diddy's possible role in luring Justin into substance abuse. Justin's been open about his struggle with addiction, which only fuels these rumors. "I was sipping lean, popping pills, doing Molly, shrooms, everything," Justin said, describing his escape from reality. "Waking up to popping pills and smoking a blunt, that was my morning. It got to a point where I had to stop, and I told myself, if there's a God, help me stop this, and I'll do the rest." Notably, there was a significant change in Justin's inner circle after he chose sobriety. He distanced himself from Diddy and wasn't as close to Usher anymore. His journey to sobriety marked a new chapter in his life, leading him to remarkable personal and professional heights. Circling back to Diddy, brace yourselves for yet another shocking twist. Katt Williams recently dropped a bombshell, alleging that Diddy tried to harm Jamie Foxx last year. Jamie, tired of Diddy's notorious parties, decided to step away, which, according to Katt, led to a dire incident. Remember Jamie's health scare on a movie set? The Foxx family kept it under wraps, but Jamie's daughter Corinne later shared, "My father, Jamie Foxx, had a medical complication. Thanks to quick action and great care, he's on the road to recovery. We're grateful for your prayers and request privacy." But industry insiders hinted at something more sinister. Steve Harvey expressed his shock: "Jamie's fit, he doesn't mess around." So, what happened? "I hope he's okay." Martin Lawrence added, "He's in my prayers." Jamie's not just a top entertainer, he's a genuine, great person. NEA Long's tweet echoed the concern, "Praying for our brother Jamie Foxx." It got stranger when reports surfaced about the police visiting Jamie in the hospital, and he allegedly confided that his ordeal wasn't an accident, but an intentional act to harm him. Jamie Foxx told the cops someone is trying to harm him, a source revealed. "It's like there's a timer on these celebs' lives." I believe him. The finger-pointing didn't take long to start, with many suspecting Diddy was behind Jamie's emergency. The theory? Jamie had recently opened up about the wild parties hosted by Diddy back in the day, spilling secrets that could tarnish Diddy's reputation. Such revelations from a high-profile figure like Jamie Foxx could be detrimental to Diddy, possibly motivating a retaliatory move. As we peel back these layers of rumors and allegations, the picture that emerges is complex and murky, filled with intricate connections and potentially damaging actions by influential figures in the entertainment industry. These unfolding stories are not just tabloid fodder, they raise serious questions about the impact of these actions on young artists' lives and careers. The public remains captivated and shocked, pondering the true nature of the glitz and glamour that shrouds the celebrity world, a world where not everything is as glamorous as it appears. Check this out, we're diving deep into the Diddy drama, and it's a roller coaster. Picture this: I'm pulling up to these high-profile parties in a modest town car, slipping past the flashy SUVs and Rolls-Royce Bentleys. Camera in hand, a hefty Canon, I'm like, "Yo, Puff, gotta capture this madness, right?" And just like that, they wave me in. There I am, changing battery packs, asking Puff to redo his antics for the camera. It's Hollywood, even the wild moments are scripted. But let's hit pause and rewind a bit. Recently, Diddy's been hit with a storm of accusations from young men who once idolized him, seeing him as a mentor and their ticket to fame. Among these accusers are well-known names like YK Osiris, Orlando Brown, and Brisher Gray from Empire. These guys thought Diddy was their golden ticket, but instead, they found themselves caught up in something much more complex. Brisher Gray's intro to Diddy, thanks to his manager Charlie Mack, led him down a path he hadn't expected. With Diddy's connections, including Will Smith, Brisher hoped for a rap career. But whispers around town suggest that Diddy put Brisher on the blacklist when he got tired of Diddy's excessive parties, leading to his fade-out post-Empire. But wait, there's another layer to this. Usher, once under Diddy's wing, spilled some heavy details about his time at Diddy's. He was just 14, living in Diddy's world, exposed to things far beyond his years. Usher's revelations about Diddy's flavor camp give us a glimpse into a not-so-innocent side of the industry. Now, let's talk about some eye-opening stuff. Katt Williams has been all about uncovering the truth. He's adamant that Diddy was out to teach Jamie Foxx a lesson for walking away from his infamous parties. Katt's claims paint a picture of Diddy as someone who doesn't take rejection well. But the plot thickens. Apparently, Jamie Foxx wasn't just any player in the 90s scene, he was known for playing the field with both men and women. And get this, he allegedly hosted butt-neck basketball games, exclusive men-only events where the game was more than just basketball. If you read between the lines, it seems like there was a whole lot more going on than just sports. And there's this former bodyguard of Diddy who's letting some secrets slip. He talks about these bizarre parties, ones that sound straight out of a Hollywood conspiracy theory. It's all pointing to a hidden, twisted side of Tinseltown. Here's the kicker: Katt's not just throwing shade, he's connecting dots that sketch out a scandalous picture of Diddy and Jamie Foxx's circle. And according to Katt, Diddy's response to Jamie spilling the beans was to hit back hard, while Jamie's family, wary of the potential backlash, chose to handle things discreetly to avoid further scandal. So here we are, unraveling the twisted, hidden narratives of Hollywood's elite. It's a world where secrets are currency, and the truth is often cloaked in shadows. In this game of power and deception, the full story might never see the light of day. Miss, that's the word on the street about why Jamie's illness was kept hush-hush. In Hollywood, it's like playing a high-stakes game of chess, where a single misstep can catapult you into the scandal spotlight. And when Diddy's in the picture, as rumors suggest, being on his bad side is a risk no one wants to take. So, rather than risk more exposure and potentially endanger Jamie further, the decision was made to play it safe, shielding themselves while still fueling the gossip fire just enough. But wait, there's another layer to this Hollywood saga. Remember Katt's claim about Diddy's jaw-dropping offer $50 million for a night that would shatter boundaries? I had to say no to $50 million, not once but 4 times, Katt revealed, to maintain my integrity and, well, you know the rest, 'cause Diddy, he wants something, and it's a hard no from me. This revelation sent fans into a frenzy, theorizing that Diddy's move was a desperate bid to silence Katt, seeing him as a significant threat. Can't just make Katt disappear, that'd be too obvious, especially after he spilled so much tea. So, Diddy's trying to buy silence? That's desperation right there. But once you're in that circle, forget speaking up. Other fans echoed Katt's sentiments on Jamie's mysterious health issues. How do you just fall out of nowhere? They asked. The consensus is growing. Diddy's actions are beyond just power plays, they're dangerously close to megalomania. The guy's a menace, and it's high time for change before someone else gets seriously hurt. This isn't just Hollywood drama, it's real life at stake. And so, the tangled web of rumors and whispers keeps expanding, intertwining the destinies of Hollywood's elite. In this world, secrets are the real currency, and what's hidden often surpasses what's seen. These unraveling stories compel us to question the facade of Hollywood's glamour. Behind every glittering smile on the red carpet might lurk a story far darker than we can imagine. The unfolding of these tales is a stark reminder that sometimes reality is stranger and more startling than fiction.